Hey everybody, it's Ricky from All Sorts of Words, and this is not going to be like a sketch-filled, entertainment-filled nonsense thing. This is me and other comic book YouTubers who I consider to be my friends, and we're going to be going to Terrificon 2024 at Mohegan Sun. And so this is just us talking about what we're looking for, what we're excited about, the things that we're going to spend and waste our money on that brings our family great shame. And I'm excited to bring all of my friends on so that they can share in the shame. So here is all of my friends at once. We have Mike from Lunch Money Comics. We have Bruce from Up North Comics. We have Brandon from Mon Comics, and we have Baby McFly, the comic guy. And this is the layout. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey
everyone.
guys. Let's just start. Like, Bruce, what are you? This is supposed to be a comic lovers comic book convention. Like, what are you looking for? What are you excited about? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you talk about this con?
Just meeting all you guys, really, honestly. I think that is the greatest thing I'm going to get from it, is meeting everybody that I've, made a connection with the past few months. Longer than that, really. I mean, I've known Brandon for almost 10 years now. We still haven't met in person. So it's just so many things. It's going to feel like a surreal moment. And I mean, we're going to a con, so of course I came out with a little list. I don't know if you want me to go over that now or not, but I got my big Hulk 181 this year. That was the biggest book that I planned to get myself. So ideally, I think that I got what I needed for the year. So now it's like just kind of going with the flow. Whatever whatever the road's going to take me is what I'm going to be looking for. I'm trying not to plan it out too much because I don't want to be disappointed either. So I made a little list, and hopefully maybe I'll grab something off there.
Okay. So you're not like, we don't need to go into the intimate, dirty details of how much you're looking to spend, how much you're looking to bring. We can always be surprised when our credit card feels extra light at a con. But like, do you think you're targeting like a dollar range, $100 range? You're just going to let the con speak to you?
Yeah. So that Hulk 181 set me back quite a bit, and that's fine because that's the book that I wanted to get. So now that that's out of the way, I'm kind of just like saving, like spending money, like bullshit money, like we go out to eat. I don't have to worry about that. I see something that I want, as long as I have the money for it, that's fine too. I'm not trying to go there and rack up all kinds of credit debt. It's not going to happen. So if I come home with some money, I'll be very surprised, but I do have quite a bit, saved. So we're just going to have to see how it goes.
Big B, when I say Terrificon 2024, what's the first thing that gets your nipples so that they can cut glass?
It's meeting and hanging out with all my friends. That's going to be the whole big thing for me. My theory when hunting for comics is whatever I find, it's a good deal. So I have a long list of books I'm looking for, and whatever I find, it's a good price and in good shape. That's going to be kind of the way that it goes. I mean, surprise everybody! I got this book.
So you're just going to let the con speak to you. Mike, what's getting you excited?
Not to sound like a broken record, but it's definitely hanging out with you guys. I mean, this is like my favorite big local show. I've been to it in the past. I did a video on it last year, and I was blown away by it. Not just because, it's a gigantic show, but it's not like other big comic cons where they are pop culture shows. This is a comic lovers comic show. And yes, there are actors and voice actors and cosplayers, but it's mostly comic books, and it's pretty epic. And for years, I've known friends who go and they stay the whole weekend, and everyone raves about how wonderful it is. Expensive, but wonderful. And I always go for a day. But last year, it was the first time since Lunch Money Comics I'd actually gone. I had such a great time. I know so many of the vendors because they're from New England. I know a lot of people there in the hobby. But now I have all of you. I have people I've met and become lifelong friends with through Lunch Money Comics, through YouTube. And the fact that all of you guys are coming, I feel like you're all coming to me, which feels great. I know I'm being ferry service in a lot of cases, picking people up at airports and stuff. But I'm excited. I mean, again, it really is to hang out with you guys, so much so that I'm really looking at this as like like a guy's weekend. You know, I put some money aside, but you know, I had some big books in mind, but that could happen whenever. I have no idea what I'm going to get. I really just want to hang out with you guys, and maybe I might not get anything, just to drive home that it's the experience of enjoying this hobby with some like-minded friends. There's a very good possibility I get nothing big, and that's totally fine with me.
Now, Brandon, before I get to you, I just want to, I don't speak for anybody but myself and my wife. Those are the only two people I ever talk to. I ever talk for. But in this particular situation, I know I speak for every guy here when I say, like, we are the farthest thing from celebrities. Like, we're, aside from maybe showing up on a neighborhood watch list here and there, we are not unapproachable. If anyone here in the chat or ever, if you see this video and you just want to come up and talk about comic books, we would love to talk to you. That's literally why we put the cameras on. That's why we do this. We just want to get to know everybody out there. We want to be a part of this community. So yeah, so please, if you see us, if you recognize us, come talk to us.
And that's why I say 3 days. I've never done 3 days, and that's great because I spend most of my time at all conventions, not just Terrificon, just talking. You're waiting in line or you're talking. You know, so I know so many people like Ben, who just chimed in. Ben's a great guy. He's going for the first time. John Big Daddy Ross, I see in the chat. Local guys that, they know who a lot of you guys are, even though they're friends of mine. They watch a lot of you guys. So it's going to be exciting to see people from New England. I mean, I know Bruce and Ricky are in New England technically, but, I think it's going to be really cool for like Big B McFly to come and have, people from Massachusetts and Connecticut and stuff be excited. That's really cool, actually. I think it's pretty neat. And, I can only dream like when I go visit you guys at some point out west, that have the same experience. So it's cool. It'd be fun.
Brandon, when I say Terrificon 2024, what's got you paying attention?
Hookers and cocaine. No. You guys were also serious. I had to break it up somehow. No, obviously I'd be remiss if it said, I didn't say meeting all you guys and hanging out. My I've been going over it since we planned this trip of what I'd really like. And my two targets for the bigger books are Silver Surfer #4. I'd like to find in a 5.0. Like when I think of Silver Age covers, it's that and Fantastic Four 49, like are the first two that pump to mind. And then I've been looking everywhere. Journey into Mystery 62 in like a 4.0 to 4.5. That's the book with the big furry creature, but they call it the Hulk. Even though his name is like Zenmu, he's an alien. They don't even refer to him in the Hulk in the book. But that's like a really good example of pre-Marvel hero monsters where they started to recycle names into the bigger characters we know today. I've always loved that cover. Uncanny Derek Comics has one signed by Stan Lee. And it's just a great, I've been on that trip, like down that road of the monsters. It's just a great book. And they're on eBay. I could buy one on eBay. They're overpriced according to everything I've seen. So I'd like to buy it in person. I go on a lot of Instagram claim sales. I've just been going in and kind of window shopping since month and a half, couple months since I kind of like took a hiatus to save. And no one has them ever. No one has raw or graded. So I'm hoping to find that in person.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I don't know how well this will go over. Chat, you'll have to let me know. But I am a multifaceted nerd. I love comic books. I love horror movies. But I also love video games. And this poster behind me, this is the Metal Gear Solid 25th anniversary poster, and I've taken it to 3 different countries. And every time there's a voice actor, one of the few voice actors and actors going to Terrificon, I always check their IMDb. Have they participated in any way in a Metal Gear Solid game? And so Nolan North is going to be there. You might know him from the Uncharted series. Nolan North and Troy Baker are like the 2 main voice actors. And so Nolan North played a newscaster in Metal Gear Solid 4. He was like doing a news beat, like there's war in Syria. And so I don't even know if he remembers being in it. Quite frankly, he's so popular. But I definitely need him to get him to sign that. I'm looking for the Marvel Comics #1 Godzilla, because then I have the Holy Trinity. I've got the Life with Archie book. I just got this. This is the 76 movie promo that they handed out at movies, which is effectively the first appearance of Godzilla in comics. But I need his numbered issue number 1. Then you get the trilogy. A bunch of Dollar Legion and Adventure comic books. I'm going to dig through those. I've got my list on my phone. I would like to get the Metal Gear Solid comic books. Never done that. I'd like to get those. Those would be really cool.
Yeah.
A Vampirella 1 would be nice. That would be nice. They'll have
like
them.
It's like Mike said, though, we have all weekend, so it's important not to blow our load early. You know what I mean? Just kind of limp in and see what, that's kind of how I feel about it is, you go day one and you just kind of scan the area, see what's available, see what's going on. If you see the book that you want, obviously, that's a no-brainer, but I don't want to get hot and horny right away. So
yeah, you're talking the rhythm method.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
You
Slow it
will
down.
get better
Kiss
deals
a
usually
little.
on the last day. Remember that, right? Unless
Yes.
you see a killer deal. I learned this. I learned it today. I was at a show today. I did that. I saw a book. I'll come back for it. Too good to be true. It's gone. Terrificon. Still kicking myself about something I missed last year. So if it's too good to be true, grab it. Otherwise, wait till the end of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna find it. Any art? Is anybody looking for art?
Wow. Yeah, it's tough. So like I said, comic book wise, I might not get much, but I like meeting a lot of the artists. I do have my Heroes for Hope book is going to have a few more people I need to get signatures. But last year, a couple shows I've seen Mark Bagley, and both times I forgot to have him do a drawing. He does pretty cheap sketches of Spider-Man or Carnage or whatever. So if I see him, I might get one of those. I like the idea of getting some original art. That's just more appealing to me. If I'm going to spend a lot of money, I'd rather be on something kind of original. So
Yeah.
But again, planned out? No. I'm going to wing it, see what happens.
I would love to, but I just don't. I have so much awesome art that I don't have room to frame as it is. So it seems like it would just be a waste. I just don't want it sitting. I have awesome stuff sitting in packaging still that I just can't. Bigby stuff takes, precedent, and Mike's is up there, and Eric from SideQuest sent me that thing. Like, I'm sharing an office with my wife, so I can't. I would love original art, but I can't.
Yeah. I'm not into it, so I'm not going to be looking for anything like that.
I really want. So I need to see the prices. I've heard his prices are really reasonable. Dan Parent's going to be there, who's really big in Archie. He's like the name of Archie right now. It's him and 2 other artists, but Dan Parent's the big one. And I have this I want to negotiate with him and talk it over, but I have this idea in my head of a girls' sleepover night with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Vampirella, and Wednesday Addams, taking a selfie together, looking all cute. And I think Dan Parent could make that dream a reality. I think other people would try to make them sexy and ridiculous, but I think he would make it fun. But
That's a really good idea.
I need to see his price. I've never seen him do a Wednesday Addams. Yeah, so I'd like to see that.
Very cool.
Are there any celebrities? I know there aren't a lot, but I know Man Thing's going to be there, Brandon. You got to talk to him, right?
I already got my photo op scheduled with Carrie Jones.
There you go.
And I mean, not only Man Thing, but Jesus, he did the Falcon Predator in the movie Predators, and he also did Black what's his name, Chrysanthemum, Star Wars for Book of Boba Fett. He's a prolific creature. When I think of creature actors, I think of Doug Jones, and I think of him. To bring those creatures to life. So, yes, I bought all my photo ops already because I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Daredevil, right? You meeting him?
Yep, Charlie Cox. I'll meet and get him to sign. I think I'm gonna have him sign Daredevil 7 and have it slab just to commemorate it. But Martin Cove, Sensei Kreese. I loved him in Rambo and Karate Kid. My dad loved him in Rambo. My mom loves him in Karate Kid. So I'm gonna see if I can get him to do a quick video for my mom, just to words of encouragement. And then C. Thomas Howell, because I loved him in Red Dawn. And also Ricky, you'll love this, the Flashpoint Paradox. He voiced Professor Zoom. So Kevin Conroy signed this. Ron Perlman, who did Deathstroke. And then I'll have C. Thomas Howell sign this as well. This is, full bore. I grew up, I didn't watch Batman the Animated Series growing up. So this was my real first introduction to DC cartoons, and it blew my mind. The stuff that happens in here, and it makes you cry at the end. And so this is pretty important to me. So I'll get that signed by him.
That's
And
cool.
I think that's it.
Now that's got the famous meme in it. You remember that? That's the one that it's Professor Zoom, and it was me, Barry. I was the one who, and that became like the meme of like who the last slice of pizza? It was me, Barry. I ate last slice of pizza. So yeah,
Yes.
it's a pretty cool DVD to have.
Yes. Yeah. Kevin Conroy signed it in New York Comic Con in 2014. So it's the last time I had it.
Ryan.
And Colossus's wallet for sure.
Yeah.
Anyone a gambler? I'm not.
I think Dan's planning on doing some crazy shenanigans, so I'm anxious to see that all unfold. But I'm not gonna gamble.
Late at night, like when the casino shuts down, I'm sure we'll be hanging out, getting things to eat, things like that. I mean, I'm not a huge gambler, but it's a beautiful, beautiful facility. The casino's gorgeous. Like just walking around, the eye candy, just enjoying the sights. It's a cool place. So, hey, who knows? Anything can happen. But no, I try not to gamble. I'd rather just have that money go into a comic book or two or a signature. Yeah, but
yeah,
it's a nice place to hang out.
So you meant by the eye candy, you meant hookers, right?
Oh,
that's what you're talking about.
no.
Hookers.
just keep saying it. That is all the evidence I need that your wife does not watch your stuff.
I said what I said.
That's all I need.
Not at all.
My father worked at a casino for the last 15 years of his life, and I learned very, you lose the minute you walk in, and intend to gamble. So if I take $20 and do a slot machine just to take like a picture, sure. But I'm like Mike.
Yeah, John in the chat. We all got rooms this time, just to experience that, and have to we can just roll out of bed and go downstairs and vice versa. Sounds good. I will say this interesting thing with Terrificon, if I've left late, like when they're closing, you leave, it's a different crowd, right? You get all the nerds and all the dressed as whatever, and you have the t-shirts, and as they're leaving on a Saturday night, all the kids, I call them kids, 20-year-olds, coming in on their clubbing outfits coming in, and we're all passing each other in the long hallway out to the parking lot. It's bizarre. Everyone's looking at each other like they're aliens. It's pretty cool.
Nerds.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Speaking of nerds, here, let me show you this. I bought some. I'm thinking ahead. I bought some clothing. I bought clothing for the con. I got the new Godzilla versus Kong, the new Empire T-shirt. I like his pink design. So I got the pink one, and then I got my Steel Magnolias reference I Slap Weezer Boudreaux. If you know, you know. If otherwise, it's going to look like a stupid shirt. But I'm sure one or two wives that were dragged to the convention will absolutely think that's the coolest T-shirt ever.
That's
tricky. This is a good question, though. I was like, what do you? This sounds weird. I should ask this privately. But what do you guys be wearing? Because I have like different T-shirts. I have tons of T-shirts, right? But like, do you wear like your own merch? Do you do funny stuff like that? You're gonna wear pink shorts, evidently, and pink shoes?
Pink shorts with the matching Gianni Freak 5s.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Ricky, you're so freaking bougie. I love it.
That's awesome.
I ordered shirts too, like Ricky, but I went specific to who I was getting photo ops with. So
that's what I was getting at.
I got a sweet Daredevil shirt for Charlie. I got a Cobra Kai, like a vintage looking Cobra Kai shirt. I got a C. Thomas Howell when he's got the AK and he's yelling Wolverines. I've got that for him.
So you're gonna be changing like in the middle of the
2 days I have to change on the floor, or one day I have to change on the floor. The other days are singular. So yes, right. And then like a cavalcade of other nerd shirts.
I'm bringing 2 suitcases for 3 days because I'm gonna have so many outfit change. I have 2 different kimonos I'm bringing for the nightlife. I'm gonna be so bougie.
I'm wearing a kimono, bro. I'm comfortable.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God, Ricky.
Big B. Are you going to be doing any sort of like filming? Because I hear we're all so excited about hanging out and stuff, but like the logistics of filming something and running back to your room, are you planning on doing any videos? What are you going to be putting out that week or weekend?
I usually do like a kind of a man on the street kind of filming. So I don't know if you guys saw, I did the ones for SummerCon. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. Just kind of filming as I'm going around, and then I edit it when I get home. So like a week later, I'll edit it up and make it into a video or 2 videos. Summer Commons 2 videos. But yeah, I just kind of let other people experience the con through me, kind of a deal. So. Mike Bagley, when I was there, we got to interview Bagley, and he said he's retiring from penciling interiors completely. So
Okay.
he's only going to be doing covers going forward.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
Okay, now I'm going to ask Brandon this when he's back, but this is one of the questions I really want to ask you guys. Do you have a pile of trades that you're going to be bringing? If you're looking to offload, even if it just reduces the price of something else, is there you bring in some books you're happy to part with?
I always do. Whenever I go to shows, I usually have a box or 2 short boxes to throw in the back just in case. Terrificon's a little bit different. It's good that we have a hotel room, but it's so big. It's not something you want to leave in the car. So the fact if you have a hotel room, it makes sense, but it might make you kind of have to bring it what you want to, and then talk to people, figure it out, and then go get the box. You're not walking around. It's one of those, it's too big. So yes, I always do, but that's sort of a Sunday on the way out kind of thing, I think, more than anything.
I want to try to organize like a con at night. Like everybody come up to Ricky's room, bring your books. We'll have like a swap meet.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that done with vintage action figures before on a different channel.
Toy Federation.
Yes, Toy Federation. They'll go to big events and they'll just have one room set up and people will go there and, it's Venmo, PayPal, whatever. I think it's a great idea.
So I went and grabbed mine just because I could.
Oh, hell yeah.
So this is Wolverines.
Nice.
And then Daredevil was hard to pick, but I went with like a classic of him, like
Yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
Kind of
standing badass. So completely black, like my wife's soul.
Ooh. Not allowed to say those words today, so.
She's at work. I'm taking full
Another
advantage.
she doesn't watch.
Oh, my wife will never watch this.
No.
wow. Well, geez.
Yeah, I would love to do that. And here's the thing: it's not just us, Ricky, too. Like, there's a lot of other YouTubers, but content creators that are also having live things going on from the hotel rooms. The 3 Men in a Basement crew does that. There's a lot of stuff like that going on in the hotel. So I think we're gonna have a lot of opportunities. If you throw that out there, you might get a big old swap. It might be pretty cool.
I got a question. Are we going to be able to buy like 3 Men in the Basement? Would I be able to buy some of their merch there?
Probably, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I do still plan, and I want to have like Friday night, just like a 45-minute live show. And you guys are obviously, I'm going to ask anyone else there. You guys are obviously invited, like I said in the chat. If anyone wants to just sit down for 45 minutes and show the books they got on Friday, I would like to do one live show, end of the night or something. I didn't want to do it Saturday night because Saturday night we'll probably all want to hang out. It's the last full night, but so that is out there because I think even if you guys come and a couple other people would be fun just for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely making obviously one video, but I might make a second video on Sunday with a secret theme. I'm not going to reveal just yet. I'm not sure if I want to do it. That's why I don't want to get people's hopes up. But that would be a Sunday thing. So I'll do a regular Friday, Saturday. My entire experience will be great, and then Sunday we'll see what happens. Cool. Stay tuned.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, looks like lots of content creator merch.
On shirt. I'll get with you, Mike, on how I could do that. So I don't really know exactly what that means. Pre-orders on Terrificon shirt.
So you can just go pick it up. You buy beforehand. They'll make sure you have the size ready and to go.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure you can just walk up and get one if they have it there.
Yeah, that's the. See, I'm 6'4", 315 pounds. Comic book conventions are some of the only places I can go and get stuff in fanboy sizes. I need 3XL T, baby. That T.
Yeah.
The T means a lot.
Yeah, it does.
So it doesn't stop short. It goes all the way down.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, you get that invincible, but not invincible. You get that Incredibles.
Incredible.
He lifts the shirt and he gets the reveal. I saw that. I was thinking about that today. I saw that movie in theaters, and I was with a friend of mine, and there was a mother with like her 2 young children, like 2 6-year-olds, sitting in front of us. And then he does that. He does the lean, and you see the belly, and she goes, "That's Daddy."
Nice.
Monster.
Another silly thing that I'm looking forward to that's kind of random is like stickers. I love stickers, so like I know I'm gonna come home with like a bag full of stickers, you know, just plaster my locker at work. That's always been something that I look forward to, you know, silly little thing.
I'm actually something pretty cool. I posted about it, but anyone knows? I think a lot of us know Dr. Plagueis, who's not only great on Instagram, but he watched a lot of our channels. Yeah, he came out and he's making stickers. He's got his own printing company, and he's running off a whole bunch of stickers for me.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and he even made some custom stickers for some YouTubers based on the sports teams they like. So he came up with a variation. This would be a surprise, I guess, of Boston Bruins Lunch Money comic stickers.
Whoa!
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
hit him up.
360 Comics is from Philly. He's got a Phillies. Yeah, Philadelphia
hit him
Phillies
up.
inspired. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a bunch of stickers to hand out for the first time.
That's
which I'm pretty
awesome.
excited about. Yeah.
Here, let's look at
I
some.
love that.
Let's look at this. Let's look at some.
I gotta hit him up. I did not know that. He's great supporter and
Awesome.
regular on the comic book can and does some amazing pictures.
Exactly.
So we're looking right now. We're going to be looking at the guest list of the comic book creators. Jim Lee, is anybody? I know some of us are doing it. Is anybody here bothering with Jim Lee?
Colossus is, I think.
Yeah.
But not any of us.
In theory, I'd love to. I'm not gonna wait in line, and I'm not gonna pay extra for it. So it is what it is.
Pricey
Last
too,
year I
isn't
spent
it?
most of my time waiting in lines, and I don't want to do that again.
Isn't it pricey too?
And it's expensive. Yeah.
CB is going to be there.
Yeah.
Claremont, come on, some
All
of
right.
you guys got to.
All right. So I'm gonna again. I met him last year for the first time. He signed this and a couple other things. Because it's Claremont, I have plenty of other books for him to sign. I don't care. I'll wait for Claremont just to say hi, shake his hand.
Yeah.
Or he does a fist bump. You know, absolutely. I don't know what I'm gonna have him sign yet, but I got to do it.
I'm gonna have him sign. I just picked up Man Thing Volume 2, issue 22, I think it is. The last issue where he inserts himself into the story. So I want to have him sign that for sure.
Mark Wade, although legendary for some of the stuff like Kingdom Come over here that a lot of people know him from, he is, and I have to believe this is by design. This is some extra big nerd. He is responsible for the Chris Claremont equivalent of Legion of Superheroes. When you start talking about the Legion of Superheroes, like some of their biggest stories later on, when they were known in the 90s for being like, wow, they're dark, but in a good way. They're a little bit more mature in a big way. That issue that you've seen where it's that white issue with Brainiac and he's holding his hand out and he's got the ring on, and that's like the cover that everybody keeps referencing. That was his series. I would like to meet him.
You know what's great? I will say this too. I've gone to plenty of shows, guys, with a really long line, but when I've gone to Terrificon, other than the really big names, you can walk up to these guys. It's not long lines. There's just so many people. If there's a line, just go to the next guy. It's very accessible based on the size. Yeah.
Capullo's legendary. Snyder. I just read Witches. I loved it, and I want to tell him that because I think he wanted it to be bigger than it was, and I think it wasn't as big as he wanted it to. And I wanted to like tell him like, hey, don't tell anybody, but I was a fan. Scotty Young, I don't get it, but I'm glad. I hope somebody's excited.
I will have something signed. I have Twig issue 1. I want signed by him, and then I've got Predator versus Wolverine, where he did his style jumping at each other.
Who is that comedian that was like a magician? You know what I'm talking about? The amazing Randy or something.
I mean, there's a lot of comedian magicians out there.
You'd know him if you'd know him. Jason Aaron. Anybody care? No love for Jason Aaron. Azzarello. What a genius. He's responsible for writing the Bat Dong. It's important. There we go. You were just talking about Bagley.
Yep. There was a little bit of delay with you, I think.
Eric Larson. Walter Simonson. See, this is a Marvel guy. I don't know much about Simonson.
Walt Simonson I met last year. He's a legend, and he's usually there with his wife, and they're delightful. They're slow, but delightful. So, and he usually has a line.
Like a lot of the old heads.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the older fans, or like he resonates with the young people.
Everybody. Yeah. Luis just kind of elbows them to keep him going. He'll talk. He's one of those people. He'll talk your ear off. Every single person. There's no like keep the line moving. He wants to talk to every single person. So
It's kind of cool though.
It's very cool. Yeah, he's great.
I mean, you're paying for that experience as well. So,
and I think so. Some of these people, that charge like. Some of the cheaper ones $10. Some guys are free, depending, especially if you're to you, they're not going to sell it if it's like to Mike, whatever. But some of them, like the Simonsons, just put a jar out, and it's a donation to for homeless women or like cat cancer, and you just put some money in the jar and they sign it. So
I hope those were real examples and you weren't just like pulling tragedy out of your ass.
No, those are actual examples.
yeah.
Cat cancer and homeless people or whatever. Tim Seeley, his run on Grayson was fantastic. Stephanie Phillips, I don't know anything about her.
Yeah,
Terry Dodson. I mean, that's a pretty famous piece. That Spider-Man Captain Marvel piece.
First Captain Marvel. Yeah. New Captain Marvel.
Dodson stuff is great.
Kennedy Johnson. I don't know. No. Adam Hughes.
Yeah.
I'm Huggies.
So Adam's a tough line.
Adam Huggies.
And when I've seen him in the past, he's tough. So.
Tough as in how?
In Portland, he was
both. He's long lines. He gets up a lot, and he's not the most cheerful guy. You can try to get him to crack. It's usually pretty good, but he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's just that the lines are long.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this guy.
So Howard Chaykin is one of the signatures I need on the Heroes for Hope. So I want to meet him definitely.
I listened to that podcast. I forgot what one it was talking about Terrificon about Chaykin and how he hates signing the Star Wars book. Yeah.
Why?
I'm trying to think of the backstory on it. I can't. I'm not even going to misspeak the story. I'll share the link in our chat to the podcast. But they interviewed the guy who started and runs Terrificon. What's his name, Mike?
I'm blanking. I'm literally talking about him today. Forgot.
Yeah. But he told a great story about Chaykin when signed Star, and he puts the Terrificon creator puts the Star Wars book hidden in the corner there just to piss him off.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it was funny to hear.
Well, I've met some artists or writers before where you show them a book they're kind of famous for, and they're like, "I hate that I'm famous for this." Larry Stroman was one. X Factor 71, the new X Factor team. Everyone shows that book. He's like, "I only worked on 2 issues of this, but that's what I'm known for." He's like, "But look at all the amazing other stuff I worked on for years." I think that kind of bothers them, because it was kind of that one famous book, and they put it in the background, the collage behind them. That's what everyone thinks about.
Or
that, the Neil Adams Superman, that yellow cover where he's breaking the chains. Yeah. He apparently hated that.
Yes, because the way Blake was. Yeah, poor Bleak went to, I think, Niagara Falls Comic-Con and got to meet James O'Barr finally, and had this comic he wanted him to sign, and he wouldn't sign it because they never asked his permission. The creators never asked his permission to use it. And I was like, can you imagine being blindsided like that? Like,
right.
You're meeting your hero, and
that's
Cretan Ball. I'm definitely going to check that out. That sounds awesome.
Bleak has some stories about that, like getting was it Michael Golden for the Avengers Annual, and he was charging up an extra $50 to get the Avengers Annual because he's like, I know it's an expensive book and my signature adds value. He's charging more money.
Oh, Jim Starlin signing this.
Starlin was awesome at SummerCon. He's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, he's super sweet.
I love
That's all you want to hear.
Yeah.
Amazing art from Clayman. Heroes in Crisis is like, if you want to see, if someone told me like, oh, modern comics, they look like trash, I would shove that book in their face and say, you look at this and tell me there's not a God that loves us and respects us. Louise Simonson, is she nice?
Oh, she's the best.
Because I want to talk to her, but like that Doomsday book sucks so hard. Like that whole Super Death of Superman run. It's so like I don't know too many people that actually go back and read it. It's actually like god awful. It's not good at all.
I mean, when I think of her, yes, she worked in comics, but I more equate her immediately to House of Secrets 92 and her being the model for that chick. Like that's where my head goes the first time I hear that name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, she's
You know
awesome.
about that.
Put it this way, Ricky, if there's one person I could have a conversation with like for more than 5 minutes, it'd probably be Louise Simonson.
I bet she'll recognize my Steel Magnolia shirt.
There you go.
Ooh, the Rick and Morty comic. Any 17-year-olds in the chat? Anybody in the chat?
I like Rick and Morty.
Noah's in the chat. How old are you, Noah? Broke Boy Comics. He's older than that. I'm joking with him.
I liked Rick and Morty. Eventually it just outstayed its welcome. Aaron Cutter. I haven't read any of these.
I wish Jenny Frison was coming.
Jenny Frison, she's a talent.
Yeah, I've been sold on some modern comics of hers. It's beautiful.
I've read that Green Arrow one because it was the Dark Knight's Metal tie-in. It was fine. I haven't read any of this. I mean, that's a pretty legendary artist.
Yeah.
I'd say that's an apt description.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Ordway.
Oh
yeah.
This is great. I'm pulling all the books I need to get signed as we talk because I'm like, oh, he did the Batman the movie one.
Yeah, the movie Batman. That's cool. Oh, David Mack. That's cool.
I see. This sucks. But this is one of those artists that like I can tell from the cadence of their art. Original art from them would be in the thousands.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see something like a cover like this guy will do a Shazam sketch for $50. That means nothing to him.
Yeah.
But like this guy's gonna be like, oh, you want a sketch? Well, let me get my paints out.
All right.
Sometimes they're collages. These little scraps of paper. Okay.
I really like that Superman Lois and Clark up here. I really like that. That was really good. It's a good. I like any story that reminds us that Lois Lane is the real superhero. Like Lois Lane's amazing. For those of you who don't know, in the New 52 universe, there was a big reboot, right? But what they didn't reveal until the end of the New 52 universe was that the Superman we've been following the whole time was a totally different character. And our Superman from our universe survived the reboot. And so he was in this new universe with Lois Lane and his kid. That's where his kid came from. And so in this story, Lois and Clark had to rebuild lives for themselves in this new rebooted universe. So they had to pick new names and start over. And despite picking new names and starting over, Lois Lane, under an alias, still became a multi-Pulitzer Prize winning author. Like, that's just how badass Lois is. And she kept the family afloat with millions of dollars she generated by being this author named X, who brought down all these mobsters in an alternate universe that she knew nothing about. God damn it, I love Lois Lane.
I know Selfreeze, yeah. Klaus.
Okay, here you go. Here you go, Brandon. Pull out some books.
I know.
Yeah. Another awesome guy, and I think his sketches aren't super expensive either. He's great.
Bruce, you got that Dark Knight.
Yeah, did he do the cover?
I don't know what. I'm going to be completely honest. I think he might have been an inker on that because that is a Frank Miller book.
He inks Frank Miller and Batman and Daredevil. Yeah.
And that doesn't make me think less of him, because if you're going to ink something and being impressive, that type of negative space work that he does, that is impressive.
Anybody else hopping in line with him?
I probably would. Yeah. Again, I gotta go through my list. Now that we're bringing the list up, I forgot how many people I actually want to meet. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, he did Superman Red Sun. That was a great story, huh, Ricky?
Superman Red. Where was Red? Oh, Red Sun. Superman Red Sun was that's the one where Lex Luthor tells Superman. Lex Luthor reveals himself to be a 6th level intelligence, and Superman's like, what is that supposed to mean? And he's like, I can make you kill yourself in under 12 words. And then he ruins Superman with under 12 words. Why don't you just put the whole world in a bottle? And then Superman like turns on a heel and becomes the hero we all need him to be.
He lands in Russia instead of
this is okay. Thank you for bringing this up. This is a discussion about American arrogance, because every single time there's a story where Superman lands in a different country, he's a villain. Every single time. It's like a comment on like he needed our values. He lands in Mexico, he's a villain. He lands in Canada, he's lame.
Bruce, I'm bringing this for you, Bruce. I'm just not going to ship it. I've got the Jusko signed card. Really? Yeah, I'm going to talk to him again. He was super nice when I met him on Free Comic Book Day. Like I'm just going to go buy some stuff from him this time instead of having signed.
I don't expect like big sketches from him, but does he do like a cute little outline in pencil of something? Because I would love to get like a quick Vampirella.
I think so.
Like a painter, no. So yeah, so I have some cards for him to sign on, maybe some comics. I thought I talked about this on my video this week. I got a full set of the Marvel Masterpieces. I might have him sign the tin.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
That would be cool.
I saw a lot of great suggestions in your chat about what to do with that.
Like, yeah, exactly. So I thought that might be a cool one, right?
That was a cool piece. I saw that. I was like, wow, good pickup.
So was this the Craven the Last Hunt author or artist?
That's Mike Zeck. So he must have been the interior. I thought it was Zeck on the interiors though too. Maybe he was inking. I'm not sure.
Yeah, a lot of these artists, when you see that and you're like, I didn't know he did that. It's always inking.
I've got that one right here too. I'm gonna have to bring that to have him sign.
Oh, cool.
Colleen Hamner. So that
you gotta bring a lot of money, Brandon. Also, just by the way, some of you mentioned you want to get things graded. Getting a CGC facilitator beforehand to witness is like it takes time and money. So
I only want to do it with one book. That's just the Charlie Cox one.
But remember, like that's a thing you have to plan. Like it's tough.
Do you go find them first? Can you speak to how that works? Like, do you go to the table and say, "Hey, I've got a photo up of Charlie Cox. I'm going to get an autograph."
That's exactly.
How do I get you to show up there?
So you go up to there, and then you fill the paperwork out usually first. Sometimes they'll be like, "Yeah, I'll just go with you," and then they'll make sure it's actually a witness before you fill the paperwork out. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but I would see them first.
Okay, good call.
But you knew multiple people in a row. They'll shadow you. Yeah.
Okay.
Milgram's awesome too. I've met him many times, and he's another. He loves to talk, but he's fun.
Issue 7, first appearance of the red suit. It's a low grade. I don't care. I just thought it would be memorable. I'm not gonna have him sign number 1.
Okay, so this guy, I'm gonna zoom in on this so that people see. I've met him at a couple different cons, and in other cons I've been to, he does them for free. I have one of them. He will do any Teen Titan that you can name in actual crayon in a sketchbook for free.
Awesome. That's awesome.
It's so I have his Robin, and it's adorable. Tana Ford.
See, I love the idea of sketchbooks. I mean, that makes sense for like Brandon when you're running out of wall space, but I really like to put art up. So I'm always torn. I love the idea of a sketchbook. There's something super cool about it.
It is.
Can't put it up.
Well, the thing that you can do with it, though, is what I do is you go up to them and say, "Hey, can I get your autograph in my sketchbook?" And they're artists; they can't help it, and they just throw in a free sketch.
Good point.
So every sketch in my sketchbook I didn't pay for.
Gene
Stephen Butler. Did he do Scarlet Spider?
Spider, I guess, yeah.
This is another one. Like I can see his art and be like, this is going to be infinite money if you wanted something original from this guy. He's like, you gotta put me up in your house, and I gotta move in for like a week to get to know you. So they have 2 people doing Barbie books, or who have done Barbie books. This is a new one. She wasn't here like a week ago.
Are they still adding people? Are they
Must be
yeah.
literally. I was just up a week ago, and I have a very good visual memory, and so it's the books that I recognize before I recognize the faces or the names. And this is new to me.
Yeah, a lot of times they have people like they haven't completely committed yet, and so they wait, or they have to fill a hole. Like there's a spot opens up, and they have like extra people. Yeah,
He's a wonderful artist, John Jang. The more I see his cover art, the more I think he's one of the greats of the modern age. Some of his Transformers work and stuff is just mind-blowingly good. DJ Lynx was showing some of his stuff too. It was just like,
yeah. Mike
Dark Hawk 1, who's getting it signed.
Anybody? Any takers? Nope.
Mike, don't you have one?
I have like 10 of them, but the art's not very good. Sorry.
Why the Last Man? That's good. Yeah. Birds of Prey. That was a good one. There we go. Finally, it took this long to get some Lady Death. Crying out loud. Crying out loud. Put some respect on her breasts. See, this is man. I would just want to talk to him about this run on Aquaman. This is man, what a train wreck. From issue 1, what a train wreck. You know what would make this superhero cool? A disability.
Is that when he has the harpoon hand?
That's when he tries to like tell that young teen couple that their tire was flat and his hook hand scratching on the door, and it became a legendary story.
Ouch.
Sean McManus. Yeah, here we go. Dan Parent. Like this style, something fun with like Sabrina and Vampirella. He's done so much for Vampirella and just Wednesday Addams. I would love to see what he does with Wednesday Addams.
Archie versus Predator.
Yeah. Keith Williams. I've met him a couple times. He comes around New England a lot.
Yeah.
For years. Terry Kavanaugh. Writer, editor. I love that Moon Knight cover. I don't like Moon Knight at all, but I sometimes I see a Moon Knight cover and I'm like, God damn, that's cool.
Stephen Platt. Yeah, good stuff.
Wow. He wrote all about storming the Capitol. Good Lord.
I met him last year. He signed my book. Super nice guy again. If he makes it out to you, it's free. If you want a free signature, yeah. Otherwise, it's like $10. Nice guy.
Kupperberg. Do we know anybody who collects Masters of the Universe?
Who showed
Crushing silence. I haven't read the Dark Horse run, but I really like Crusade Comics. I actually just got the Razor Annual #2, so I could get her first appearance. I like She quite a bit.
Bruce is eating a bag of glass, evidently.
Why is that what you hear?
You can totally hear the bag ruffle, like crinkle, crinkle, crinkle.
Sorry, got hungry.
That's fine. Ryan was asking what you're eating.
That's what made me laugh. And then Mike's comment.
I'm a fat kid, so
Sabrina and the Black Lagoon. That's a wonderful cover.
See, okay, so yeah, this when I was mentioning, I didn't know her name off the top of my head, but there's like 3 Archie artists who like effectively, if all 3 of them died, they're just gonna fold up Archie comics. Like if it was like a big bopper plane scenario where like all the Archie artists were on the same plane that went down, they'd fold Archie. It's like these are the main Archie artists. I would like, I don't know, maybe that's the play. Get all 3 Archie artists to do each one of the characters in my little dream fantasy.
That'd be cool.
That's a really cool idea. Running around.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meet Ghostbusters Part 2. That is the most
Montana, one of the big Archie artists.
That is the most 80s shit I have ever seen.
absolutely is.
My
It's
God.
like in 80s.
And you know what? I bet it's brilliant.
Makes me want to drink a Mountain Dew and eat a little Debbie snack cake. Just seeing those.
Play some GoldenEye.
I always thought this looked like she looks like Arya from Game of Thrones. Arya Stark.
A little bit.
Yeah, here we go. This is the other guy.
Yeah.
Jenna Ray, Archie and his friends. Yeah, I see. This is sick. You could get the guy who did the art for Mario, and then later on we'll see the guy who invented Sonic the Hedgehog's image.
Yeah.
That'd be a sick dual sketch. So wait, was he writing for the Spider-Man run? The McFarlane Spider-Man run?
No, I think he's the editor during that run. He was actually at the comic show. I was at a comic show today, and Jim Skellecrep was there. Yeah, I think he was an editor at the time.
Hard though.
I've met her before, too.
McFarlane wrote and drew that himself. So
I'll say that maybe you'll agree and maybe you won't. But in the last like 3 years, I have never seen more YouTube like creators dedicating their life to like Silver Age romance. Like there's a huge collector market for it. They love this stuff.
Yeah,
Heartthrobs and
Scooter, right? Yeah, Scooter. We a friend of mine found a book by, she was right set up next to him. She's like, I worked on that book. And he's like, no way. He just handed it to her and she signed it. It was kind of cool. He had no idea. But it's cool.
Bob Allman. I've met him a couple times. Mostly an inker. Oh, this is I don't like to make fun of artists or their art too much, but that is a 6 head. God damn. She's telekinetic. She's reading my thoughts right now. Look at that forehead.
She is a leader. Yeah, I don't know about.
Damn,
I like her. I like her Ash. I like the Army of Darkness is wicked badass.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I look at her other work and I was like what was happening during this moment? Who hurt you?
Conehead Vampirella.
Beldar Vampirella. Michael Golden. Okay, so did he do the art for the first Rogue?
I don't think so. Hold on a second.
Checking.
Hacking. He's hacking the web.
Yeah, it is. He is.
Okay.
He is the co-creator of Rogue.
Okay, so who's got Rogue books I want to get signed?
Pretty cool, knew it.
I didn't know that.
Arthur. So I gave it away, but I met him in Canada and I had him sign a print, and he has a seal, a rubber seal to say like this is my signature, and so he signs it and then he puts the stamp on because he's that type of guy. But he puts the stamp on the back. I need to go to my friend's collection because I gave it to him. I want this on camera. I got him to sign like a really cool Batman print. And on the back of it, he did his stamp, and he started drawing boxes and then just filling in the boxes. And then he looked really concerned over the proportion of the boxes he was drawing. And I'm like, I think he's about to lose his mind in front of me. And then I was talking to other people and they're like, did he do the boxes? Like, yeah, he drew the boxes. And they're like, guy's a lunatic. Very nice, super approachable, lovely man. But like, maybe he'll do boxes for you. I don't know.
He did the boxes.
Yeah, he did the boxes. Yeah. See, this is the kind of shit. Like New York City Outlaws. This is the kind of shit that I want to buy at the con. If I can find this stuff in dollar bins,
that screams Ricky right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mike, are you seeing a lot of creators that you've had signed that Heroes for Hope or that you still need to throughout this list?
Yeah, I think Howard Chaykin's the only one I think that hasn't signed already. A ton of guys there have worked. I've already haven't signed it.
Nice.
So I think Howard Chaykin's the only new person. I think I got to double check. People coming in all the time. It's also a hard list to cross reference, to be honest.
David Wenzel, Savage Sword of Conan. That's cool. Solomon Kane, man, Nowadays, everybody's trying to talk. They've got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. But fuck that, because they forgot about Solomon Kane being one of Robert E. Howard's coolest creations. He's like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer with a dick, but like way back in the day. Awesome. He was like he dressed like a pilgrim, and he had a buckled hat, and he would go around and he would like fight monsters and shit. And it was one of Robert E. Howard's coolest creations. Terrible movie. Punk Taco. There you
I
go.
met them. Yeah.
Oh, I remember them for your video. Yeah,
I know these guys. Yeah.
that's great. Seeing a kid on there, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know him too. Javon Stokes. Yep. Another local creator.
Last Ronin. Oh man, I just don't get it. I get why people like it, but I read it and I'm like, this is pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
I
Like
like
the whole story predicated on like the turtles dying, and I was like, oh man, how did they die? Was it a really interesting death? And it was like, no, they the Foot Clan was like, hey, meet us here, and we all showed up unarmed, and then they killed us. Oh, that's what happened. Wow, what a fascinating tale.
The worst ambush.
They put up a fight for a minute.
6 seconds. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about.
So that guy created Sonic the Hedgehog's image.
Yeah,
Looks
and
like
San
Will.
Diego.
Looks like Will Ferrell.
Kind of, yeah.
That's a joke. It is.
Oh, Carmen Sandiego. Yeah, God, loved that show as a kid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
Can you draw me Sonic but without shoes and like stinky feet lines and like you make it really
There's
stinky?
Carmen San Diego.
Yeah, I 100% want a Sonic the Hedgehog sketch. This is a legendary image right here. This top left image was a significant portion of my childhood.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Did he come up with that? Yeah, did someone else create the characters and he just brought them to life in art, like Carmen Sandiego or Sonic the Hedgehog?
This
Or-
is far too different from this Carmen Sandiego for me to not believe that he didn't get preliminary Japanese designs.
Okay.
And then came up with okay, make it not so anime for the weebs that we haven't invented yet. It's too Japanese. And then for this to be like another one of his design, unless he's the most diverse artist in the history of mankind, I just can't imagine why the Japanese would make a game and then be like, we've made an entire game. Now we need some white guy in the United States to design our character. I think this is just like the art that he did for promotional art. I'll have to talk to him. I don't know. See, this is my kind of stuff. See, I like meeting artists like this and writers like this because you go to their table and they'll have the issue 1 at the table and you can buy it and like I'm like, don't sign it. Take a photo with me, but don't sign the damn thing.
Ricky and your anti-signing.
I don't like it. Don't sign my
Okay.
box.
It's okay. Teach their own.
Don't sign it. No. Put it down. This guy, he can do any Simpsons character and any Matt Groening character he can do. So this is my opportunity to get. And then any Disney heads out there? Huh? Nobody? Thank God.
I mean, I'm exposed to it because of by proxy of the kids, but
This is cool.
What's going on there?
This is he apparently spray paints T-shirts after celebrities die.
that guy, he's
Yeah.
done all the
Shattered.
the mosaic, right? Like the Shattered, right?
Yeah.
That's his thing. Yeah, I just saw him on and I only watched it because Spro's Comics recommended to watch the episode, The King of Collectibles. If you guys watched that show at all, did you watch the comic show that he did when he went to New York Comic Con?
Yeah.
And they're trying to buy some of this guy's art. But the cringiest part of that show, as Spro points out, is the end when they're negotiating for that Action Comics 1.
Yeah.
And they go on a freaking rooftop, and the guy brings it out of his backpack in the bright middle of the day and shows it to Ken Golden. and then doesn't put it back in his backpack, just puts it on the table with the sun beating down on this Action 1. It's like, don't you have a nice like library-looking museum room with leather chairs where you present this to him? You're seriously breaking this out in midday? A $2 million comic? I was just cringe. But you got it. It's like a train wreck. You couldn't look away, right?
I watched that too.
Yeah. I want to know the artistry that goes into this before I make a judgment. Like, is it 100% original, but he's just kind of like using the original art as reference, or is he like taking the original art and then kind of running it through a filter, which would be significantly less impressive? I have no idea.
That's a great question. I'm sure he has something that explains at his table, maybe like a.
Yeah, he lights a cigarette indoors and he's like, feel it all. Oh shit. Witch hammer? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What fresh hell is this? Oh, I would buy the fuck out of that. Look at that face. Oh, I love that. I show some of this stuff to my wife and she's like, nobody likes this, do they? And I'm like, nobody likes this. And she's like, great. She's like, can't you like Batman or something? Keith Champagne, he does. So you know those Alex Ross black covers of the JSA, where it's like an all black cover and there's like the painted like Hour Man and Power. That whole run, he was the writer on that run.
Okay.
And he has a beautiful signature. He writes like Keith, a line, and then a little champagne glass with bubbles.
Nice. I said hi to him today. He's there today too.
Ralph Macchio, not related?
No, I saw so many funny comments on the internet when he was announced on the Terrificon Facebook page.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, crap. Oh, never mind.
There we go. Tom Wynn.
Big loss. $30. Thank you. Get stuff off the ground.
Jason May. Oh. What's he do? Like Lego art?
Can't see it. Yeah.
George D. This is new. This is a new one. Oh, and he did art for Vampy. That was a cool run. They tried to rebrand Vampirella as like an anime character in comic books, and it was as good as it sounds, but it was creative, and I like that arc of her. So that'd be cool to talk to. Al Capone vampire. That's delightful. See, now we're in the weeds. This is what I'm talking about. These are the guys. Bloom, that looks cool.
People here.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll plant my feet in the convention floor and be like, sell me your book. Let's do it. I'll buy it, but you got to sell me on it. Why this instead of law school like grandma wanted? Yeah, I didn't see this one either. This one's new.
Oh, MGK's coming? Sweet.
Aw. He just got divorced too.
Those he did. Megan Fox is back on the menu, huh?
Jeez, you gonna eat her?
Probably. Is his art loud to you guys on those covers? Is that is that too loud?
There's a lot going on.
You guys,
too much going on.
There's a lot going on. All right, and then this is going to be much shorter. Because, like Mike said, this is a comic convention primarily. Charlie Cox, Colby Smulders.
Yeah, but there's enough big people. It's fun because you're there for the comics, and then you look up and you go, "Hey, that's pretty cool."
Mike, is this the time you met the guy who played Atuma at?
Yeah,
and
he was just saying, "There's no line." I just went up to him. I didn't want a sign thing, and I said, "Hey, man, I thought you were really cool." He's like, "Thanks," and we started talking. Hey, was it hard to learn Yucatec Mine? He's like, "Yeah." And we just chatted for like 10 minutes. And like the handler's there, like wondering if I'm going to buy anything. He just wanted to talk. He's like, what's your name again? It was like a 10-minute conversation because he looked lonely. And like,
that's awesome. Cool. I would have loved that.
It was fun.
He has a Mayan death whistle.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker.
Those are cool. Michael Rooker is finally I was waiting for this to happen my entire life. He's finally more famous than Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, but Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer is still one of the best horror movies ever made. Like if there was a Ricky top 100, Henry's on it.
Hey, Radagast. I didn't know he's gonna be there.
Almost.
I
Wow,
have to
I didn't
meet
know Joe Pantoliano was gonna be. That's pretty neat too.
I met him in 2010 at the Goonies 25th anniversary in Astoria. He was really nice. I got some stuff signed by him. He was cool.
I just got to meet him for the Matrix.
Pretty
I
prolific
love-
career.
It's just for the Matrix.
My man,
Yeah.
There you go.
in his 70s.
Still looks good though. Wow, David Damakian's there. I didn't know that either.
I loved him in Interview with the Devil that just came out. That was really.
I gotta
that was
see
Oh,
that.
I haven't seen it. Is it
Would
good?
you recommend that, Ricky?
I here's the deal.
For fun. For fun.
It's like there, yeah. So there's like a, there are grades for a reason. There's A, B, C, D, and E, and that was a solid B plus. I enjoyed it enough to say it was enjoyable. I liked it.
Awesome.
I mean, here's the thing. I gave Long Legs a B minus. So, Interview with the Devil.
Interesting. Any interest in? I know you're the Star Trek guy, Ricky, and there is quite a bit of Star Trek spanning the whole gamut. That's the one.
Well, okay. So, she is one of the more endearing characters from Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine is my Star Trek series. Like, if I'm going on a desert island, you can only bring one. Deep Space Nine is I'll stand on that as quality storytelling. But this guy from Deep Space Nine, again, video game folks in the chat, if you don't know this, not only did he play Quark on Deep Space Nine, is my favorite Star Trek character is Quark from Deep Space Nine. He's amazing. He's a great arc. However, he's also the voice of the primary villain from BioShock, the video game, Andrew Ryan. The guy who's constantly saying, like a man chooses, a slave obeys. The guy that does that big introduction in the biosphere on the way down, where he's talking about rapture, and he says,
And that's this guy Armin.
yes, he's a voice actor now primarily.
I love him in Galaxy Quest.
Was he in Galaxy Quest?
No, I'm kidding. I'm just making fun of the Star Trek.
And then this guy, Andrew Robinson. If you are a horror fan, he is responsible for the most famous horror ad lib in the history of mankind. On the set, in the top left of this image, on the set of Hellraiser 1, he was all in makeup at the end of the movie, and his character's climactic moment where he's about to get torn apart by the chains, and he's got the chains all in his face, and he has to stand there. Well, the actor was forced to stand there for hours while they set up chains and makeup and the cameras, and he's just a great actor and a great guy and a great sport. And so while the cameras are rolling, he goes, "Jesus wept," and then they tear him to shreds, and they stuck it in the movie.
Yeah, he's set to set not long ago.
But he's also in Deep Space Nine, playing this character.
I did not know that. Original Hellraiser's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not really into the new Trek. Strange New Worlds is supposed to be really good. I still haven't seen Picard. I own it, and I haven't seen Picard.
That's a good one. Daphne. She was,
Yeah, there you go.
Plus, I mean, E.T. I mean, he was in so much in the 80s.
And then he's going, but his partner bailed on the con.
Jeff Anderson.
The other guy, Brody.
Oh, Jason Lee was supposed to be there?
Yeah, he might be in the cancel section in a second. Matt Ryan. He's bigger in voice actor to me than he is in actor, but he's a great one. There you go.
I can't wait to talk with him and see what parts was practical that he had to get in a suit for Man-Thing, for Werewolf by Night. The Chips guys.
I think they were there last year.
I don't know who the fuck this is.
And Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And that's about it right
Yes.
now. I mean, God, I freaking
Rufio.
love Hook. That was a big part of my childhood.
He's
I met
Zuko
him.
to me.
He's awesome. He's cool.
Airbender.
Yes.
Is he nice, Mike?
Yeah, wicked nice. And he did. I went to a thing where he did a panel actually with other voice actors, and of course he did. You know, he did some Airbender, and everyone goes crazy.
Oh yeah, Zuko. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the. I mean, for those of you who haven't seen it, he's like, if you like Dragon Ball Z, he's the Vegeta of that show. He's the villain who comes around and becomes a great addition to the crew. I love Zuko. I'll always remember top left, Wu from Deadwood.
I only ever see him at Men in Black 3 when he played like that worm creature in the Chinese restaurant.
Rufio. Yeah. Eric Vale, I have met him. I met him for top left, Sanji. I've met all the primary cast for One Piece. I love One Piece. That's something I don't talk about on my show because I talked about anime one time, and that was the okay. I've been making videos for over a year now, and the only time I've ever been actually told to kill myself was when I talked about anime.
Wow.
Like, I've had some hot takes. I've had some really spicy takes about the comic book industry, but it wasn't until I was like, that anime wasn't for me, that someone was like, you should jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're in Impassion Group. This guy, this is wild. Count Chocula, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Are you kidding me?
I wish Peter Cullen was going to be there.
Thundercats.
And not even just for Transformers, but he did. I don't know if you guys know, but like anytime the Predator like snarls, that's Peter Cullen. He's the voice of the Predator. So I want to meet him someday.
Yeah, and then if you haven't heard it, folks, I implore you to please look up the Thundercats outtakes. They used a hot mic because he would do his recordings live. So he would stay in character and he would read the script. And if he messed up a line, he'd keep talking as Lion-O. So they have on YouTube, I swear to Christ, look it up right after this stream. Look up the Thundercats hot takes or Thundercats outtakes, where it's literally him being like, yeah, I'll take the large chicken parma sub for lunch. They don't have the mayonnaise. God damn it. Like, it's all as Lion-O. It's hysterical.
Oh, I'm writing this down.
Yeah. If you're a Thundercats fan at all, it's some of the funniest stuff. That movie Thinner. Yeah.
See, it's tough. He's not RoboCop really for me.
No, he's RoboCop 3, which is like that's when they decided they were going to start putting him straight onto video. That's the one where he has the jetpack.
Yeah.
Jetpack cop. See, another one. I know her more for voice acting than anything else.
She's also a great comedian too. She really is. She's pretty good stand-up.
She was the Big Bang Theory. She was the girl that was like super awkward. That like she was in like 2 episodes dating Raj. Sure.
So, Ricky, now you brought up anime one time and got yelled at. I will never talk about wrestling ever again on my channel. I made a couple of gentle jokes. I saw Jimmy Hart today. Nope, not putting on the video. No way. I learned my lesson.
So interesting.
Well, I mean, the only thing. So the thing is, you can talk about wrestling. You can be critical of wrestling. The one thing you can't do is use the word fake, and that is
Evidently
the
not.
one thing.
Yeah.
I want to meet Ming
They
Chen.
could kick your ass. I'm like, I didn't say they couldn't.
I love
They're real
comics.
athletes. I know. Like, I didn't say that, but God forbid, I people unsubscribe me so fast.
Yeah, they legit call it the F word. You just can't use the F word when you're talking about wrestling.
No.
What the shit is this? This is brand new. Antiques Roadshow.
Shut up.
3 verbal appraisals. There you go.
Oh man,
That's
what would you value this dick at?
Hey Ricky, I looked up that Brian Penry guy. He was the style guide artist for Sonic. And his claim to fame is designing the WWF logo.
Interesting.
See, I can't mention him.
Back to wrestling.
Off limits.
This is wild to me. He was the puppet creator and writer for
Oh,
Celebrity
no way.
Deathmatch. How wild is that?
That is wild.
That's pretty cool.
I remember when that got huge.
Oh, it was
Like,
huge.
didn't they put it at the Super Bowl halftime?
Yeah, yeah. And then the winner of the final match, trivia, the ultimate winner of the final match of Celebrity Deathmatch before they canceled the show was Marilyn Manson.
That's right.
Because he was such a participant in the show. He kept coming back and doing voices over. I think they developed like some sort of friendship. And that's it. That's it, folks. We went over it.
That's a long-
We're so excited. I can't stress this enough. If you're coming to Terrificon, please, for the love of God, whatever we're doing, interrupt us, talk to us. We want to meet you. We want to talk to you. I'm sure if we're filming at the time, I'd love to put you in a video and just like, even if you're just like waving at the camera. So I want to thank our guests, Mike from Lunch Money Comics, Bruce from Up North Comics, Bigby McFly, the comic guy, Brandon from Every Dream I've Ever Had, and Mon Comics. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping in. Everybody for watching and hanging out with us. We hope to see you there. Love you. Bye.
Bye, Chad.